Greetings from the corrupt criminal enterprise we know as Nye County. I am Anthony Greco. This is my program, Fighting Government Corruption, The Real Gangsters. Before I get into anything, I'll just let you know that I have my friend Sonny here. We're going to be talking about different things. We're going to talk about guns today. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. One of the things I want to give an update on the Paul Miller situation. It's getting worse. He's been calling the cops. He went to go try to talk to Judge Lane today, telling him that I'm a criminal. One of the cops that came here yesterday from Nye County was actually very respectful. I was really taken back. He was very respectful. He was knowledgeable. I've never seen him before. He might be new, but then again, I don't have too many dealings with the cops, but I just want to give the officer that was here yesterday kudos. He did a good job. He realized what was going on. If anybody sees the pictures that I put on there with Miller's trailer with wires all over the place and everything, and actually how this all went down was there was a little precipitation the other night, and the way he's got the wires, you can see the pictures I have there, that some precipitation got in between where the wires he's got plugged in laying on the dirt, and it shorted everything out, blew the circuit breaker, and that's minimum of 5 times that that's happened here. And he's just crazy. He doesn't want to correct anything. He's always right. And actually today I had animal control here, and I'm laughing because they all know who he is. Animal control, I just mentioned his name. They says, oh, that's the guy when the dogs eliminate where he lives, he just takes it with a broom and pushes it up against the wall, and all the dog feces and everything stays in that corner, and he lives over in this corner here. And when he's not there, he puts the animals where they eliminate and just blocks them so they can't get where he is because they're not trained or anything, so they would eliminate on his bed and everything, so he doesn't do that. I was really in shock when the animal control guy says, oh, he's here now. I says, yeah. I says, he's been here a couple of months and I've been trying to get him out of here since the second week he was here. He's just a basket case. So animal control was very good, came here. We had another cop here today from Nye County. Wasn't the same guy. He was very good, knowledgeable, knew what was going on. He wanted to help. So in 2 days I had some meetings with 2 police officers that came to the property here at 5980 Pahrump Valley Boulevard. They were both very nice. They just looked at the unit he's living in, they looked at the wiring all over the place, and they just shook their head. So I want to thank those 2 officers from Nye County. I don't want to embarrass them by giving their names. I've never seen them before, either one of them, but they were both, and this is rare coming from me, but they were both very professional, very courteous towards me. I have nothing to say bad about them. They both knew what they were doing, and I'm happy about it because we, as citizens of Nye County, need to have people that work for us to protect us and not abuse us, and these 2 guys were excellent. I can't say anything bad about either one of them. They were excellent. So I want to get off of that and move on to the situation. I had talked the last time a little bit about the teachers in Vegas and out of control, and I have an idea on their contracts they should negotiate. I think that if the teachers union should protect the students, not only their members, and if they have you're going to be shocked on this one, if they have a member who rapes one of the students, I think the contract should be null and void, and they need to negotiate a new contract immediately, and it cannot be for more money. I think the reason why I say this is the union will police itself to make sure that they don't protect child molesters or rapists that work in the school system, and they will police their own to turn around and not void their contracts. I don't know if this is legal or not, it's just an idea. And another thing is, we're going to talk about gun control, and Sonny has a lot of knowledge about that. We're going to talk about people being in mental institutions.
Well, it used to be in the mental institution.
It used to be in mental institutions.
Yeah.
But one of the things I wanted to say is, with gun control, if you have a man who rapes a woman, should we ban penises? If you have a woman that rapes a male person, a boy or man, should we eliminate vaginas? That's how stupid this is getting. Because gun control is not going to do anything. Okay, it's just a step to go to the next step to take our guns away. What do you think about that?
You know, you're hitting it on the head, but it's not stupid to the people that are planning it. You see, because all of this stuff about these killings. Well, I want to talk about this a little bit.
Okay, yeah,
you know?
go ahead. Why don't you give a little bit of background about mental institutions?
Yeah, well, I worked in a mental institution. I mean, I wasn't.
He said he worked in one. He didn't live there. Okay.
You know, every 8 hours, 40 hours a week. As a matter of fact, pretty notorious one. Everyone probably knows about this institution. It was St. Elizabeth's Hospital in Washington, D.C., where they had Hinckley locked up, the guy that tried to murder President Reagan. Now, he's out. He is out. I mean, evidently, he's sane enough now to where he's not gonna try to kill anybody. I guess.
Well, wasn't he out on weekends for many years?
Yeah. Well, now he lives in Virginia with his mother, who's 90-some years old.
I thought she passed away.
She might have.
Yeah, I think she passed away.
When he went to live with her.
Yeah.
But you know, it's amazing about this gun control thing. Back between 1960 and 1970, and you can look this up. I mean, it's on. You can find out this information yourself. Deinstitutionalization of mental health people, mental patients. Back in around 1960 and between 1960 and 1970, they closed up the mental health or mental institutions, insane asylums, they used to call them. They closed them up.
Don't they call that Congress now?
Could be same. Because we're going to get to that too. They closed up mental institutions, and what happened was the main thing it was budgetary, and the move to close them was helped tremendously by the public, you know, in a movie called something in the Cuckoo's Nest.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah. Well, that was the name of the movie, and it showed a lot of the negative stuff in the you know that happens in the mental institution. I worked about 6 years in it. I didn't see nothing like what's happening in the. It was a good movie. I saw the movie.
Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I saw it. Nurse Pritchett, I remember her. And I worked in mental hospital for about 6 years, I guess, and I never saw nothing too much that happened to patients in the mental hospital. The only thing I saw them do was get fed, get medicated, get protected from themselves, and the public was protected from them. And then after a while, when the psychiatrists worked with them and everything, and they worked their way up. You know, they after a while they're ready to leave the ward and go out on the ground. St. Elizabeth was a big place. You know, they had privileges out on the ground, and then when they got real kind of able to handle themselves, they were even given passes, you know, on a regular basis to go out in the community.
So what you're saying is that there weren't any problems because they were properly medicated, but they still functioned as human beings. They ate, they didn't just sit in the corner drooling on themselves.
Oh yeah, some of them did.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
But you know, the severity of mental illness is, you know, not everybody needs to be under lock and key who's mental. Some people can function. I mean, I didn't know until I started reading up on
I think
it.
it went out with a couple of them that can function.
Oh yeah.
Right. As long as they're medicated.
Yeah, that's why they went out with me.
There you go.
But anyway, a lot of things have transpired since they closed up the mental institutions, and the main reason why these institutions were closed was budgetary, saving money. And then what they did was they decided that everybody, you know, who had a mental problem could be treated in a community-based clinic. Well, they didn't.
Outpatients.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they were all the way out.
Yeah.
And you know, they never took into consideration that there were people that they put out on the street that couldn't hardly function when they were locked up. You know, and these people are not going to go to any community. And on top of that, I think it was like about 160 or so of those mental health clinics that were established back during that time. And they needed they were talking about having one clinic for every 150 to 250 people who needed help.
So what you're telling me is there had people in institutions that didn't realize what they had to do, like they wouldn't bathe unless somebody told them
That's
to.
right.
They wouldn't eat unless somebody told them to. They didn't function properly on an everyday basis, but they put them out in the street too.
Right. These people they didn't have bathroom habits. They didn't have bathing habits. These people were non-functional, severely mentally ill. And you know, you got people like that walking around. If you go over to California, go to Los Angeles or go to San Francisco, and you can see some of those people walking around on the streets over there. You see them, and when they stop and go to the bathroom, they pull the pants down and go to the bathroom while you're walking along, you know, and drop a load there. You know that kind of stuff is not an average citizen. You know, I mean, people that don't have mental problems don't do those kind of things. Now, that brings me up to something else. Since 1970, mass shootings in this country have averaged 20 a year. And you know, don't take what I'm saying for the gospel. Look it up yourself. Read it yourself. You can find out anything you want to. Or look how smart I am. From Google. Yes, Google tells you everything that's going on. Well, anyway, all these mass shootings come along, and all of a sudden, instead of putting people back in the hospital because they're mentally ill, and these people out here doing all of these things, because 95% of them, 95% of everybody that's involved in one of these has a history of being severely mentally ill. Just like a guy that just
Odessa?
in Odessa.
Okay.
This guy, I mean, first they said, well, you know, he came to work and they fired him. Well, they found out that that's not true. The guy was on the ropes when he came in. This guy had been in a downward spiral for a long time. He should have been in the mental hospital.
Or at least evaluated for some kind of medication.
Yeah, medication,
Right.
but you know, but the thing about
You can't just incarcerate people in a mental institution unless they're evaluated, and maybe medication would help most of these people.
well, right now you can't get him in the hospital anyway. You know, if you were my son or my brother or somebody, and we lived together, and I knew that
That
you
I was off.
Yeah. I couldn't take you down to the mental hospital and admit you.
But couldn't you, when you take the person to the doctor, you could ask the doctor if they can mentally evaluate them?
Well, yeah, but they can keep you for 72 hours and that's it.
Okay.
All right. They put you on medication to get you, leveled out a little bit. Give you some of that Thorazine. That was a big drug when I worked in the Thorazine circus cell. It'll make a guy stand up and just rock like that. You have to have been on it for a while.
Okay.
But those people, even though they don't have any mind, they got rights, and you can't just scoop them up off of the street. And nobody ever talks about this. I see all those people on the debates, and they talk about gun control. We gonna have to take everybody's gun. What these people need to do is to read the first 10 amendments of the Constitution of the United States of America. It's called a Bill of Rights. It ain't called the Bill of Good Ideas or a bill of something that we might give you. It's called the Bill of Rights. And the Second Amendment is the Second Amendment that's in that Bill of Rights. And these are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution of the United States. They were put there for a purpose. They've even gone so far now to where the First Amendment ain't really too good no more. I mean, they're going to stop you. You can't say this, you can't say that.
Well, it's not politically correct.
Right, everything's got to be politically correct. You can't.
There's the problem.
And that's against the Constitution too, but the only thing that's keeping us from being slaves, I can talk about that, without having to,
You don't have to be politically correct?
Right, I don't have to be.
Okay.
But, I'm going to tell you something, and I know you know it already. Back in the 1930s, they had a political party called the Democratic Socialist Party.
What year was that?
In the 1930s.
Okay.
It just stayed in power all the way up to about 1945. And
Democrat Socialist Party.
Democrat Socialist Party. You ever heard of it?
No.
You got it right here in the United States now. You don't hear them talking about the Democrat Socialist Party?
Well, they are the socialists now. They just don't use the word.
Well, they use Democrat Party.
And we're not ripping all Democrats apart. I was a Democrat. You were a Democrat once, were you?
Yeah.
My parents, everything were Democrats because we're from New York, and that's the party you join. I joined the party because my parents belonged. I said that I'm going to register to vote. What am I supposed to do? Oh, registered Democrat. Okay.
Well, I am no longer first president I voted for was John Kennedy, and I am not a Republican. I want you to understand, I'm registered as a Republican, but I'm not a Republican. I'm a libertarian. I believe in those pieces of paper that I've got pinned up on my wall in my house. And the second one is the first one. Is Declaration of Independence, and the second one is the Constitution of the United States. And I believe that the government should work in accordance with what's written in that second one and called the Constitution of the United States of America. That's it. All this other stuff these people come up with, and evidently we got a bunch of people running for President of the United States that don't know what's in there. They need to read that.
Most people don't know what's in there.
Well, that's a problem.
Even people that work for the government, they swear the oath to the Constitution. The only reason why they do that is because they got to do it to get the job, but they never read it.
Well, I'll tell you what. A lot of people, I hate to say this, but there's a lot of stupid people, not only mentally ill, but stupid, brain dead people walking around in this world. And I think that there's only one cure for stupid. I mean, they can treat mentally ill people. There's only one cure for stupid.
Death.
That's it.
Yeah.
You got a guy to cure it. But anyway, getting back to this situation. Getting back to this situation here with these people. Not every time, but on a regular basis, if you turn on the news, anything except Fox, you'll see them I don't know whether I'm supposed to say that or not.
You can say anything you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say.
No, better not.
We believe in the First Amendment right here at fighting government corruption.
Yeah, but you know, if I get profane, I don't believe you'd be walking on that camera no more.
Well, no, it's not a problem because we're not on the radio.
Yeah.
So you can say anything you want.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I mean, you don't have to get vulgar for just no reason.
I'm going to stay away from profanity, even though I think what's going on is profane.
Yeah, you
Now-
shouldn't because you're an ordained minister.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, I got my first gun when I was like about 12 years old, 13, I don't know. I've been around guns all my
And
life.
you didn't shoot anybody with that gun at 12, right?
Not yet.
No, okay, good.
And I got 6 children, and my boy, I got 3 girls and 3 boys. Each one of my sons on his 14th or 15th birthday, I gave him a gun. Now, I don't have no children in the penitentiary. Some of them a little wacky, I think, sometimes. I don't have any of them. I don't have no dope fiends, no ex-convicts, no convicts, none of that kind of stuff in my family.
And you gave him a gun at 14, 15
14.
years, right? Because you taught them to respect the weapon.
Well, another thing. I was here listening to my good friend and my brother Anthony talking about how nice the cops were to him.
I was shocked.
Well, I'm going to tell you, so you know, I retired from the U.S. Department of Justice. I've been in law enforcement all my life. I guess not yet, but I retired with 29 years. And a good deal of it was spent in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. So I can tell you from my own experience what I'm getting ready to tell you now. Do you realize that somewhere between 20, and it's a wide range, 20 to 40% of all the people in prison, 20 to 40% of them are severely mentally ill.
I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that.
And the number, when they shut down when they closed down mental institutions all across the country, all the states, all the feds turned it down. They had, that was in 1955, 1960, between those 2 years, they had somewhere around 550,000 people in mental institutions. They was getting fed, taken care of, kept clean, getting medication on a regular basis. They got their needs were fulfilled, and the general public was protected from some of the actions that some of these people took. And they weren't social actions. I can tell you that. And like I say, all you got to do is go to San Francisco or go to Chicago. Chicago, that's all that matters.
I don't want you to throw you off track, but tell the people the story you told me when we were having dinner last night about your granddaughter and your son visiting her about the poop machine.
Oh! My daughter, I got a granddaughter. Real bright little girl. All my kids, all my granddaughters, all my children, really bright people.
Well educated.
Well, yeah. I don't have any of them. I don't have no bums in my family.